Hey everybody, my name is Ben Gromicko. I'm from Internachi, and what we do every month is free, live, interactive webinars for home inspectors. We talk about everything from performing inspections, different kinds of inspections, business and marketing. Sometimes I'm talking, sometimes we have a special guest, and today we have a special guest, my buddy Brent Loya from ID Energy. He, as long as I've known him for many years, he has been invested in home energy and home energy efficiency and home energy inspections and working with the Department of Energy with the Home Energy Score program. And we're partnered up and, we're really good online. Hands-on training is not really our department. It's Brent's. So we do some online stuff and then he takes over with the hands-on, and he's always at every convention and every chapter meeting all over the world. So if you ever come across them, just hook up with them, because really home inspections, there's an overlap. So a home energy inspection, a home energy score inspection, there's about 40, 50 things you look at, and they're covered by a home inspection. So some of the things we look at, like what? The proximate depth of the insulation in any unfinished space, the size of the heating system, or safety conditions. Those things are part of the home energy inspection as well. But I don't know as much as Brent, so we're going to let him talk today. But before I ask him to take over, I want to mention our upcoming National Home Inspection Convention. Now, a couple of years ago, we were in the East Coast, and Atlantic City. That was a lot of fun, casino downstairs and all that good stuff. Big convention. It was great, a couple thousand people. Last year, just recently, we were at a fair, at a fairgrounds with some dirt and it was kind of like a family-oriented kind of fun thing. This year, coming up October 2020, we're in Southern California. This is a fantastic time to visit Southern California, just east of LA. And we're gonna invite you to come to the national convention. It's going to be an amazing time. We're going to feed people. This is a beautiful, huge, massive building just for national conventions, just like home inspector conventions. So feel free to register for an email update. You just enter your email, we'll give you updates, because we don't have any details quite yet. It's 2020, so October 2020, Southern California. If you're interested in doing a little business vacation, that's a really good opportunity. So today we're going to talk about the home energy score. And this is a perfect opportunity to diversify your service if you're wanting to do that as a home inspector. And we have Brent Loya, who has, yeah, I'm going to give you controls, Brent, just like we practiced just a couple weeks ago.
All right, looks like it's working. And let me know if you can see me.
Yep, I can see you, your webcam, and I can see the thumb tabs on the left.
Okay, is the screen popping up there? I apologize if it isn't.
That's okay. Not the presentation mode.
Oh, okay, but it is showing my screen.
It is. There we go. Yep, perfect.
All right, it's a beautiful thing. And first and foremost, Ben, thank you so much. Internachi, thank you so much. As Ben said, we work in partnership to provide Internachi members with the compliance services for the Department of Energy. So potentially some of you watching this that we work together, we've hung out at a conference or two, or I've helped you through some of your mentoring aspects of becoming a home energy score assessor. Some of you guys may have been on the fence over the last couple of years about the program, and some of you guys still might not know a thing about it. So I'm here to kind of introduce myself, ID Energy, and the home energy score, and to kind of give you guys an insight on how you can integrate this successfully into your business. It is something that's still new, that's still climbing the charts, but as you'll see slowly through the presentation, it's going to hit. It's not a matter of if, just when. This is coming across the board slowly but surely. So that being said, again, I'm Brent with ID Energy. We are a service provider for numerous people across the spectrum of inspectors to energy raters to contractors. We work with cities and states, but we don't exclusively work with home inspectors, but we primarily work with home inspectors. Our core parent company has been in the home inspection industry for 25 years, and we really believe more than anything that the home energy score is situated for home inspectors to be very successful with. And the reason why is because cities and states are looking at integrating the home energy score into a real estate transaction. And when we look at the industry, we look at energy raters, we look at contractors, we look at home inspectors. Who's the ones that have current real estate relationships? Who are the ones who are currently working as a part of the greater real estate transaction? Those are the people who I believe the real estate agents and realtors can turn to make a difference, to make their lives easier, to make their clients' lives process in the home buying process better. We've won a couple of awards over the last couple of years for our services. We're really excited about it. We want you to take part. So let me tell you a little bit more about it. But first, we have to understand that there is, and things can get political very quickly when you're talking about energy, and especially working with a Department of Energy program, which obviously is a federal program. But when we really do look at CO2 emissions, and not just in the atmosphere as far as climate change, but just as far as what we use as people, population has boomed. We're a growing country. We have more devices and things to use, and electricity and energy is being used, at all-time highs. So it's not only just about CO2 emissions and lowering your carbon footprint, but it's also about saving money and being more comfortable in your home. Now, residential energy efficiency pretty much is, I believe the statistic is about 40% of our nation's CO2 emissions is from residential energy efficiency, residential energy use. So it is something that we can bring down. And again, not to get political, but for those of you who are passionate about things like climate action, this is really a really cool piece that you can add into your services and business. This is also a way to help people save money and make it more comfortable. So I'm pretty sure that saving money and is a bipartisan issue. So we'll leave the politics aside and back on those slides. So why do homeowners care? It improves our in-home comfort. I mean, I just bought my first house and, I want to be comfortable. I want to be warm and cozy in the wintertime. I want to be cool and breezy in the summertime. I want to save money on my energy bills. I want to reduce my wasted energy resources. So all that hot air blowing out the window, I want to save that hot air for myself. Reduce carbon emissions from energy use, and stabilize monthly home costs as energy prices change. This has been shown to improve the quality of life in your home. And most importantly, with energy efficiency and building science, the home performance industry and scientists out there have really found that overall energy efficiency can do all these things, but almost greater than all of them is it's going to provide you a healthy and safe and comfortable home. And I know that as a father of 2 kids, I want a safe and healthy home for my family. So let's look at energy costs just for a second. And this is something, again, inspectors being involved in the real estate transaction. This is something that's important that real estate agents don't really kind of talk about. When you're going through and you're doing your financing, you're going through the process, you talk about homeowners insurance, you're looking at the property taxes in the area, but nobody really brings up the energy costs, which next to your mortgage payment ends up being the highest annual cost to a homeowner, depending on where you're at and what your energy rates are. It could be, greater than your property taxes and homeowner insurance combined. So it is something that's important to understand and know, because people here, I believe there's 1 of 5 people have foregone prescriptions, food, and other sorts of resources to pay their energy bills because they're so high. And maybe that's not even because the energy rates are high. Maybe that's because your house is extremely inefficient. So it's something that home inspector can be a huge solution to people for. So not only just being a solution for those people, but we've actually found, through the National Association of Realtors, I'm sure you're all familiar with, NAR, N-A-R, they've done a sustainability report about the last 4 or 5 years, I believe, and the most recent one shows us kind of some trends from surveys from realtors. And these are the top 5 most important features to a buyer: comfortable living space, proximity to places, window door siding, utility bills, operational costs, and commuting costs. Directly, 3 of those, comfortable living space, windows, door siding, and utility bills, are directly related to the energy efficiency. You could even argue proximity to visited places and commuting costs, in a different sense maybe than home performance, is also related to energy efficiency. So this is, out of the top 5 most important features to buyers, energy efficiency is pretty important. And it is the National Association of Realtors who are pointing that out. And you can see those are the directly related to our energy efficiency. Now, what else is going on in the market these days? We know that it has been hot the last few years. Depending on where you're at, it still could be hot in the real estate market. It could be kind of, leveling off a little bit in other places. But regardless, for the 4th consecutive year in a row, millennials were the largest group of home buyers. Millennials, as myself, we're, looking and have different priorities. And one of them is our budget, our costs, and understanding what our monthly costs are. And really, when it comes down to it, that's how they're packaging their ideology into buying a home is, okay, what's my monthly cost? What's my bills? How can I afford this? They're really going to focus on that energy cost. Not only the cost, but millennials, by far, I think the statistic is about 3/4 of millennials, regardless of political affiliation, okay, so not to get political or anything again, but do believe that we should take steps to stop and change climate change. So it is something that, as a generation, we're more connected on, and understanding that we want energy efficiency out of our things, out of our cars, out of our homes, out of our devices. So this is a great way to market yourself and to provide a valuable service to the largest group of home buyers in the country. Not only that, a great way to help your real estate agents, again, it's all about those connections with your agents, is that homes that are green homes sell for more. Redfin did a study here that shows that green homes, or homes that have some sort of third-party certification, like a home energy score, sold for up to 7% more than median homes in that market. It's showing here on the image a couple of the cities, the top neighborhoods for green homes, to find those homes. And let's just say if you're a home inspector in California, 4 or 5 out of the 10 are California cities. So keep your eye out, California. Lots going on in Cali with the home energy score. I'll get to that on another slide. And hey, Ben, I'm a talker too, man. So if you ever need to chime in or want to ask a question, or I'm getting close to getting cut off, let me know. I appreciate it.
Well, I do have there is a question from Clay on Facebook. Clay's from Los Angeles, and he just says that he's done this, and he's just having a lot of difficulty getting people to bite on this concept. And I wonder if it's what you just said. Maybe it's the marketing strategy, maybe millennials. It could be the message that he's sending out.
Yeah, Clay, and I won't say your last name if I think I know who it is, just for the sake of privacy. But Clay, yeah, I'll get to that in another, towards the end. We'll start talking a little bit more about marketing and business. But real quick, like I said at the beginning, and I'm transparent with every inspector who calls me, this is a growing program. So it is something that you can utilize to really separate yourself from other inspectors in your area and really stand out to the real estate agents. And I've done literally nearly 100 presentations at real estate offices, from teams of a handful of agents to 100 agents in a room at regional associations. they want to know about this because the real estate industry knows that it's coming. So depending on your marketplace, there may be more or less demand. But I'll get in that a little bit so we don't get too sidetracked. And I appreciate that, Ben, for that question. Yep. One study here shows that was out of Chicago, and this one is kind of this one gets a little more definitive and kind of really shows it straight up how energy giving this type of information to buyers really does affect the real estate transaction and process in a positive sense. Now, in Chicago, they didn't use particularly the home energy score. They just provided the history of utility bills for that home, and maybe it was just a few years of the past utility bills from the previous owner. This study showed that the homes that disclosed those energy costs had an average of 43 days on the market. The homes that did not disclose energy costs, and they didn't provide them any sort of history of utility bills, they were on average 63 days on the market. Not only that, but the homes that disclosed the energy costs had a closing rate of 66%. The homes that did not disclose had a closing rate of 53%. So this goes to show that having that information, even just, so simply, just a utility bill, and that's, comparatively to a home energy score, that's really showing minimal information. That makes a buyer that much more confident to go in and to make or to continue, not to pull out of the deal, and to buy that home and to make it happen and to want that home. So houses spend less time on the market and have a higher closing rate. And as we're seeing the market in real estate, again, level off, and just nobody wants it to dip. I don't want the real estate market to dip. I want you guys to stay busy out there. But, it is a natural flow in most markets. Things go up and down. And if we're starting to get into a more competitive market and not as many homes are selling, things like this are really going to make the difference. So let's get into it a little bit. Let's talk about the home energy score, okay, and how it can be a solution to all those issues that we just kind of notated there. So first and foremost, if you're not familiar with the home energy score, in its basis, and how I like to explain it, is it's not a score, it's a miles per gallon rating for your home. So just like if you are going to a dealership and you're looking at a Hummer and then you're looking at a Prius, that Hummer is going to get that 8 miles to the gallon. That Prius is going to get that 50. When you're looking at houses, when you're looking at the 5,000 square foot, 3-car garage, big McMansion in the burbs, it's going to have probably a little bit of a lower mile per gallon rating. Understandably, it's a lot of bigger of a house, more volume to heat and cool. Whereas if somebody's looking for that townhouse in the city, they might be able to score a little higher and get a little bit more mile per gallon rating. Is that McMansion a crappy home? Is it worth, is it not a great place? No, not at all. That's not what the home energy score is saying. Just like that Hummer, does that Hummer suck? That might, it might be your opinion. I know there's some car guys out there, but the Hummer, no, we're not. The 8 miles per gallon doesn't say, hey, this car is a crappy car. It's just saying that this is the amount of energy it's going to use. So it's being straight up. It provides the necessary data already gathered in most home inspections. So again, we'll get into that in another slide, but it is a very quick and easy proponent to add to your inspection. It's backed by the U.S. Department of Energy. So, hey, branding is a great thing. InterNACHI knows the power of branding with the different certifications that you can get, the logos just for your business, for your certifications. It makes a difference when consumers and realtors see that and understand that you're going above and beyond, especially with a U.S. Department of Energy that's nationally recognized as a brand. It's an easy way to understand a home's energy performance. So this is the baseline, okay? This isn't a ResNet rating. This isn't a blower door 5-hour type of audit. This is simple. This is giving everyone the basic and baseline information that every American should have about their home's energy efficiency. The home motivates homeowners to invest in their energy efficiency and helps to reduce expenses and increase comfort. So it's a simple yet powerful solution for buyers, sellers, and homeowners across the country. So one of the big things that when you receive a home energy score that people really like is they get automated DOE recommendations. So as an inspector, you're not calculating any of this. It comes out from the data that you enter about the home, and the DOE generates these recommendations. These recommendations are estimated to have a 10-year payback or less. So if the score estimated a recommendation would take 12 years to pay back based on your savings, it won't recommend it. So it's only going to recommend what I would say are cost-effective improvements. It's also going to list them in a repair now and replace later fashion. So as you can see in this example, the repair now are things that you might be able to or could be able to afford just out of pocket, increasing the attic floor insulation, having your ducts air sealed, things like that. Now, replace later, these are things that you might want to look into your utilities to see what kind of programs and incentives they have. Maybe you're going to look into financing, or maybe you're just going to, start filling the piggy bank for a few years to be able to replace that furnace with an Energy Star furnace, replace that air conditioner, or that water heater, some of those larger purchases. So it's going to give you what I call a roadmap to cost effectively improving your energy efficiency in your home. Now, when we look at what we're calculating in the home energy score, this is our home energy score pyramid. And so we call the home energy score an asset energy rating. So when we look at the assets, I'll use my mouse here, we're looking at the attributes of the home. So the stories, the climate, conditioned area, orientation, the envelope, of course, the building envelope, attic roof, insulation, windows, foundation, and then the equipment. HVAC, hot water, your ducts and cooling. Of course, we're not looking at lighting, appliances, or behavior, because that can change from resident to resident, or excuse me, from homeowner to homeowner. So when you're a buyer, that previous owner, they might be taking their fridge and washer and dryer. They might have a bunch of old incandescent bulbs, and you're going to put in your LED bulbs. I know all you guys are going to put in your LED bulbs. Come on, we all got to do that. And then behavior as well. So, if one homeowner might have 3 kids that are old teenagers that have 17 iPads all plugged in at once, frying their brains everywhere. And the next owner could be empty nesters, and they're, not using as much energy. So that behavior and that plug load or electric load is going to be assumed based on the number of bedrooms and size of the house for the score. But what we're really looking at are these home assets. Again, and you could probably check each one of these off your list of things that you kind of look at or know of when you're performing an inspection. So real quick, how to leverage your score, okay? So everyone's first biggest thing, my 2 biggest questions from inspectors are, 1, how much can I charge for this? And we'll get to that in a second. But 2, what's my realtor or agent's going to say about a low score? And that's a worry, and that's legitimate, and that's cool, So one of the things is that we try to educate you to know that, like I was saying before with the mile per gallon rating idea with the cars, the Hummer and the Prius, a low score are going to be a few things. Older homes, they're out of date. They have, a 30-year-old boiler or 50-year-old boiler, in the basement, or an old furnace. Large homes, they have more volume. So it's more volume equals more space to heat and cool. So that's where you're going to see those those low scores, old homes and large homes. But the score is going to still provide that consumer protection. It's going to give recommendations to help improve and increase savings. And it's going to show what I like to call your total investment potential. So if you're buying a house, like I just said, I just purchased my first home. And of course, the first thing I did was performed a home energy score on it. And my house, a 1947 home in the Pacific Northwest, scored a big old 1. And didn't scare me, didn't worry me. But hey, it helped me, gave me my roadmap. I said, hey, I need to update my furnace. I need to work on my insulation and air sealing. And I can really, just by doing a couple little things, I can knock my score up. I can save some money, and I can use less energy. So that low score is a huge help. Now, a high score, man, that's just a high 5 and a gold star. We're going to see this on newer homes because they're built to a higher energy code. We're going to see it on smaller houses, townhouses, less volume, less space to heat and cool. They can score much higher. Again, even these high scores, it feels good. You say, hey, yeah, this house is going to save me money. It's providing that consumer protection, just like your home inspections do. It's still going to provide recommendations to improve the energy efficiency. So even if you score high, you can still learn how to make it better. and it's going to add value and demand for that home, and your agents are going to love you for that. So I like to say, one small step for every homeowner, one huge impact for future generations. We are seeing and understanding that the home energy score, again, like I said earlier, is not a matter of if, but when, coming across the board, city by city, state by state, region by region. So depending on where you're at in the country, it might be coming along faster than other areas. But this is something that we really think is going to be on every MLS listing in years to come. So now why you're all listening here today is, how the heck do I sell this damn thing? I know a lot of inspectors who have been very successful with taking on the home energy score in their market. And again, it is something new. It is upcoming. Just because you get certified and you put that logo on your website, just to be transparent, you're not going to get 50 calls a month for a home energy score. But it's going to help you sell more inspections. It's going to help you make more connections with real estate agents and agencies. And it's going to help you separate yourself from the competition in your market with other inspectors. So let's look at the national market really quick. There's a lot going on. So right now, it's a mandated program in both Portland, Oregon, and Berkeley, California. They're building legislations and programs all over the country: New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Minneapolis. That's a little outdated. They moved past, but one that isn't on here is Detroit, City and County of Denver, which we are helping to run the 2019 Home Inspector Pilot. Shout out to my Denver inspectors. City of San Diego is looking to push a mandated program. In the San Francisco Bay Area, they have incentive-based programs. In California, they have a program through California Association of Realtors, giving inspectors a $250 rebate for performing the score for their clients. And the Rocky Mountain Institute, which is a gigantic international nonprofit, reports that 50+ U.S. cities are working to create legislation for the home energy score. So again, like I said, it's not a matter of if, just when. This is coming down the pipeline, slowly but surely, but it's coming down. Now, a big portion of this, when you take on this program, if you're one of those, oh, I got a doggy with me. There you go, boy. Now, the marketing piece is huge. As I said earlier, especially if you're an InterNACHI inspector, you know the value of marketing. And InterNACHI has nailed it for you guys. And this is a huge building piece because, like I said earlier, again, the U.S. Department of Energy is a national brand. I mean, you ever hear something called Energy Star? It's one of the most popular brands in the country. That's from our wonderful U.S. Department of Energy. So this is a wonderful way to market yourself above and beyond your competition in your local market. We at ID Energy, when you become a certified assessor, we have different, I'm having one of those, what was that viral video where the little girl runs in the door, except mine's just a furry dog. But we give you access to our exclusive marketing suite. So you have access to images, flyers, brochures. We can even help you out with designing hats, shirts, window stickers. We got this cool electrical panel sticker, so you can leave your brand, your information for your company on every home's electricity panel, showing them that they had a home energy score. Really great marketing. And again, something that we can help you with. We can provide you the resources, but get it on your website, get it on your social media, mention it when you're talking to that new agent or when you're knocking on doors or bringing candy to the front desk at the local offices. A great conversation starter. It will get your foot in the door. It'll get you presentations at those offices. They still might ask you to sponsor their Tuesday morning breakfast, but they're going to want you to come in and talk about the home energy score. So realtors and agents, this helps create a new conversation, provide a valuable service. It has a high demand for presentations. Again, I've done so many and have had some great experiences working and speaking with realtors and agents. Stand out from the competition, educate and inform. Marketing begins as education, okay? You can't get anywhere without education. So this is a great piece for you, again, as an inspector, to be able to be a solution to the real estate industry. One of the other resources that we provide you to give to your agents, and we can brand it for your company specifically, is this nice little checklist for listings. So, most inspectors do a minimal amount of pre-listing inspections, but this is another big one that you can say, hey, to market yourself to maybe do more pre-listing inspections, or get some more agents. Say, hey, here's a little checklist for you. Give it to your sellers, or when you're checking out the house, getting ready to list it. If you can check 4 of these boxes off here, this is going to be a great candidate for a home energy score that's going to help you market and leverage your listing above the competition in the market right now. So a ton of resources for agents and realtors. Now, there was just an article that came out. It was a blog post in the newsletter for the National Association of Realtors in August that talking about the home energy score and its positivity. So I kind of put this, I'm looking at the clock and I know I'm dialing down, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But right at the end, it just says, in addition, having more educated inspectors in your community only enhances your networking circle. It's a win when there are more home-related professionals conveying energy efficiency and home performance messages to consumers. So this is written from the National Association of Realtors to real estate agents and realtors, not to home inspectors. So they're advocating for realtors to work with home inspectors who have energy efficiency type certifications, like being able to perform the home energy score. So take it how you want it, but even the realtors are coming around to it. There's integration with financing. This is still somewhat new nationally in the Northwest because of the program in Portland. There's some other new programs coming online with financing, but Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA all have home-style energy loans that can help you finance energy efficiency upgrades, or if you have a home that scores high, they'll actually increase your debt-to-income ratio and give you a little bit more on your mortgage because they know you'll be saving money on your energy bills. So it'd be nice to afford a little bit more of a home. Now, here we go. So here's how an inspector provides this. So there's 2 ways, and the first and most common is as an ancillary service, right? So as an ancillary service, when you're already performing a home inspection, especially using our new iOS app, it takes on average about 5 or 10 additional minutes. That's it to your home inspection. Because guess what? You're basically collecting all of the information needed in your home inspection, besides maybe a handful of data points. As an ancillary service, we're seeing a broad range of charging $50 to $150 to add it to an inspection. Of course, that's depending on the size of the home and the market that you're in. And it helps give your clients more solutions. So again, we know that in today's day and age, I always talk about, you want to be that $1,000 a day inspector. I know Ben has had some great webinars on how to increase your income, your revenue from your inspections, and a big portion of that is ancillary services. So if you got radon, if you got mold, if you got pests, throw in energy, run the game. You got your one-stop shop. A seller, a buyer, a realtor, they don't need to go anywhere else. All they need is you. So how do you sell it as an ancillary service? I always say soft sell it with every inspection on the call. Remember, this is a new program. A lot of consumers don't know about it. A lot of realtors do, a lot don't. So again, you can be that solution. You can be that memory, that mark on their mind of bringing this to them. Soft sell it with every inspection. Hey, have you heard about the home energy score? Thanks for booking with us. We can add that to your inspection. Follow up with an email, offer a coupon, sell it on site. If it's going to take an inspector 5 to 10 additional minutes to their existing inspections, they can sell it on site. It's not going to screw up their next inspection of the day or their plans or your schedule. Sell it on site. Hey, your insulation looks really poor in this attic. I could do a home energy score for you, and we could really find some solutions to make sure that you have the roadmap to make this house as energy efficiency as possible. Some guys use it as a follow-up inspection method. Sometimes you do those warranty inspections 6 months to a year. It's a great way to put that in there and say, hey, from the home inspection I did, I already have all this data. We can get you a home energy score. How's your home been? Has it been comfortable? You made it through, in 6 months to a year, you made it through at least one winter or a summer. Was it too hot? Was it too cold? Was it drafty? How can we help you? Maybe the home energy score is a solution for you. Now, what a lot of guys are doing too now is that they're including this as a standard with their inspection. So if you get an inspection, you get a home energy score. Now, some guys have raised their base cost for this, and some guys take it on as a marketing cost to say, hey, if someone's shopping between two different inspectors and say, both of our inspections are, around the same price, what's going to separate it? Hey, with this one, you get a home energy score regardless as a part of your cost. You're going to help sell more inspections for yourself. It's a great tool that way. And again, to realtors, to agents, you're going to stand out. John Rodkey is a great inspector and InterNACHI member out of Massachusetts. And he's been doing these with every single one of his inspections. We awarded him at Mike Crow's event last year. And he has agents calling him to book inspections with him because they want their clients to get a home energy score. So really cool. I always tell guys, it might be intimidating to try something to say that, hey, I'm just going to include this with my inspections. We're businesses. We want to make money. So to do it that way, I got to sell more inspections because of it. Try it out for a month, especially when you're newly certified. Try it out for a month. Include it with every one of your inspections. See where it takes you. That's all I can say. So the report generation and feedback, when you generate the report through our system, we provide a customized cover page that has your headshot, your own personal company logo. And when it's delivered to your client, it actually also gives that client an easy way to review you. Now, this isn't going to go to your Google or your Facebook reviews, but you can get it as an email and get feedback from your clients and realtors that say, hey, this was a great experience. I really appreciate this, and so on and so forth. We did just come out at the beginning of the summer with our iOS app. We should be coming out with our Android app by the end of the year to give everybody a chance to get on it, depending on what platform you use. We've had huge success. Okay, boy, okay there. Somebody's excited about the app. So the app itself, again, has taken, a 20 or 30-minute addition to an inspection into a 5 or 10-minute addition to the inspection. We've integrated calculators. We've integrated photo capturing. We've integrated report generation, email to your client. You can basically do everything you need to do for the home energy score from this app. And when you use ID Energy Services for training and quality assurance, you get this app for free. So another great perk of coming onto the program and having this resource that is available to all assessors, but InterNACHI members, a part of our program, you get to use it for free. Other assessors out there around the country might not be so lucky and might have to pay an annual fee for software use. So a great perk for you guys to come on board. Of course. So becoming a certified assessor, and again, I'm looking at my clock and I want to leave a little room for Q&A. So what's the process? It's kind of a two-step training process. The first is finishing the sim online training. And this is like playing a video game, walking through these houses and learning what kind of data that you're collecting, as you can see right here. Very easy stuff. Year built, number of bedrooms, story above ground level, floor to ceiling height. Pretty simple stuff here, guys. Once you finish the sim training, then you will enroll and do what we call our virtual mentorship. So in a nutshell, you're going to score your first home. You're going to collect the data and required photos, about 20 photos per assessment, which are very typical for an inspector, elevations, labels of equipment, things like that. You're going to perform your assessment, upload your data and photos, and then review it with myself or one of our certified mentors to understand best practices and all the above. So this process can take guys, a week, a month. We don't put a cap on you. We just want you, we're going to give you resources and we're going to push you and we're going to make sure that you are successful. But this is a remote program. So the beauty of that is that you can run it at your own pace, at your own time, whether it's at night, on the weekend, in between things. Maybe this winter when things slow down in the market, you have a little extra time to throw on an extra certification. We'll work with you and make sure you can do it at your leisure. So what's a big question? What's the ROI? What's the return on investment? What's the cost for getting involved with all of this? So our training is $400, and that's for InterNACHI inspectors. It's typically $500 with your InterNACHI member ID. You get, boom, $100 knocked off that training cost.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, if you sell 4 home energy scores for that average ancillary service fee of $100, boom, your training's paid for. So, it's not a huge push. You don't have to make, a few $1,000s. I would highly recommend guys get certified in things like thermal imaging, but that's expensive. The thing about the cost of the training, the certification, the cameras, you're spending thousands of dollars. You just paid $400 to get a full certification from the U.S. Department of Energy. That's an affordable cost that you can recoup and find that ROI on. Now, quality assurance. It is a Department of Energy program. It works with national financing institutions. It is becoming mandated in cities and states. The third-party quality assurance heightens the level and the value of the program. And of course, to perform that for you guys, there is a cost for a service. For home inspectors with InterNACHI, you can get that year's worth of quality assurance between $200 and $399 or $400 annually. For people outside of the home inspection industry and InterNACHI, that annual subscription cost is $1,000. So you're saving $600 annually as an InterNACHI inspector, being a part of our quality assurance. You get the free app, you get the exclusive marketing suite, you get customer tech and program support. For all that, sell 4 more home energy scores every year for $100. You returned your investment. And who knows, maybe you're selling more home inspections. Maybe you increase, even if it's just 2, 3, 4 more home inspections a month than last year, because the home energy score is helping you differentiate. We're making that return on that small investment and making a big impact on your customers and on your business. So all those watching on Facebook Live right now, you're probably familiar with Rose Buckley, Miss Eco International, a wonderful climate activist and somebody who really puts a lot of time, effort, heart, and soul into energy efficiency issues. She is our home energy score ambassador. So if you want to talk, I'm not a home inspector. I work on the energy side of things. I understand your guys' business and what you do. But if you want to talk to a home inspector who is doing this as a part of their business, Rose is there. Find her on Facebook at Rose Buckley, MD Home Inspector. If you want to get her opinion straight from the source, I highly recommend it. She's awesome. If you don't follow her already, follow her. She's awesome. So let's recap here real quick. The home energy score is going to help you do a few things. It's going to help you meet consumer demand. Remember those millennials, the largest group of home buyers out there right now. It's going to help you boost your business with green branding. Okay, this is huge right now. Look at the different corporations and companies across the country, across the world, who are putting a huge amount of their budget and platform on that green branding, on sustainability. Offer your clients a valuable service, and not just your clients as far as your buyers and sellers, but your agents, okay? Which brings us to our last point. Help your realtors, help your agents. We know that they bring us a lot of business, and we want to be able to get more of it. So this is a way, again, to help your realtors and to get more of their clients' business. Again, this is the home energy score, guys. U.S. Department of Energy, ID Energy. Again, my name is Brent Loya. Please follow me or friend me on Facebook. If you have any questions, feel free to email me directly, Brent@idenergy.org. I'm happy to answer any questions. And I think I hopefully left, maybe not, maybe I did. If there are any questions, or Ben, if we can keep going, I'm happy to answer anything.
Let's see, we've run out of time. You hit it perfectly at 45 minutes. You're a professional presenter for sure. And if there are questions, your contact information you already shared. Brent, I want to thank you again. Appreciate all your hard work and working with InterNACHI members and all those discounts that you were given to our guys and all of our members and all of our inspectors who are interested in becoming a home energy inspector and participating in the Home Energy Score program. I really appreciate it.
Of course, and one last thing I didn't get to say is that if you're interested, get your feet wet. As an InterNACHI member, you have access to a free energy efficiency certification through InterNACHI. That is a really great course on building science. So especially for those new inspectors out there, take that course through InterNACHI. It's free. Get your brain flowing, get moving. And if you want to take it to the next level, give me a call and we'll certify you as a home energy score assessor.
Thank you very much. Bye, everybody. Bye,
Hey,
Brent. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.